Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At InChain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's basically all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Alrighty people, it looks like we are live at 5. I love it when a plan comes together. Check it out, got my new Twitch invitation, image in the top right hand corner of this box, got the website set up and all that. Join twitch.com, loving it. Right, so it is the anniversary of Tulip Tuesday. How mega exciting is this? So again, like for any newbies that are maybe tuning into my show for the first time, I'm basically going to give it a rundown, like the lowdown from a start to finish today, because the time is nigh. If people do not know the information that I'm giving out, they are just simply going to get absolutely wrecked. I don't know how else to say it. I'm just going to give you all the information that I've got. Obviously, I can see Diddy Weldon, Shelly Max, Savtoshi in the house already. Great stuff. Yeah, so this show is just going to go through it all because, you know, the time is nigh, as I've just said. Like the biggest bubble in history. Literally, like bar none. Bitcoin, the bubble of Bitcoin is just absolutely massive. So that's what we're going to cover today. So before anybody asks, like, why is it we now broadcast on Twitch? The reason we broadcast on Twitch is because YouTube have actually taken down 2 of my channels. Then they prevented me from editing my shows. Then they were deleting episodes. And I was just like, you know what? This is absolutely insane. I only get like 50 views as it is. Yeah, and you're going to go to all this trouble of... you know, like taking my channel down and deleting episodes and like, you know, downvoting it. I mean, it was absolutely insane. Yeah, but if you ask me, I mean, Bitcoin, yeah, which is BSV, is the only cryptocurrency that genuinely gets attacked by these big techs because they know that it's Bitcoin. They don't mind any of these shitcoin shills talking about their shitcoins like BTC and BCH and, you know, all these ERC20 tokens because they know they're an absolute pile of shit. Whereas BSV is genuine. You know, BSV is a genuine commodity. And they're just like, well, we're not sure we like a genuine commodity because we've been able to print as much money as we want up until now. Oh yeah, so yeah, you lot can carry on talking about your shitcoins, promote BTC and all that, but these channels that just get 50 views promoting the genuine Bitcoin, which is BSV, yeah, we'll take them down. It's like, yeah, seriously, you know, but that just makes me keep on going, really. So what we do is we broadcast live on Twitch TV, broadcast every day live at 5 from wherever I am in the world, currently in the UK on GMT. And then we upload the trailer onto YouTube, and then upload the full episode onto Streamanity, where you can set your own fee and get paid for your content according to how you judge your quality. Yes, indeed. So let's just jump straight into the exciting bit. This is it. So I said on this day in Bitcoin history, the 14th of Jan 2020, 1 year ago, the keys to the Tulip Trust were delivered to Dr. Craig Wright via bonded courier, which generated the greatest single day price increase in BSV history to date. And let's just remind ourselves of this historic day in Bitcoin history. Here we go. Check it out. Look at the CoinCrap market early today. Oh look, the entire market's going up, but going down in the rankings. We're now at number 14. Whoa! Woohoo! Check it out. Tulip Tuesday gets another burst. Loving that. But let's have a look at this in more detail. A year to the day. A year to the day. See, look, yeah, we're still down a year today. That is the top of Tulip Tuesday. So we and its all-time high is like $373. Is that right? Yeah, $373 is BSV's all-time high. But if we just go to all and have a look at this, this is what we were looking at. This is Tulip Tuesday right here. Jan 19th. Hold on. We'll get 14th. There it is, Jan 14th. That's where it was. It absolutely motored up because the keys were returned via bonded courier. So let's have a quick look at these price movements here, shall we? So November 15th, 2018. So that was, I mean, if you see this price dump here, that's when all these shitcoiners thought that dumping their BSV after the chain split would kill it. When all it did was dump the price and enable people like me to go, oh my god, these shitcoiners have got utter shit for brains. They're dumping the price thinking that that'll kill it. I was just like, that's never going to kill it. You know, the hash rate's there. Oh my goodness me, buying opportunity. Look at that, $46. $46. And then we got this like pump, like up and down and up and down. Just traders doing their usual, usual bullshit thing. But let me think, there was a price increase that got to about $137 from what I remember. Maybe it was before that. Maybe it was before that time. But just before the London CoinGeek conference in November 2018, there was somebody dropped 100. I worked out basically like $137 million. To give everybody at the conference, something to cheer about. I was just like, well, there's only one person I know that can just simply drop $137 million that was presenting at the conference. Like absolutely amazing. It's the only time I've ever seen what I thought was the hand of Satoshi in action, but I think we're going to see that again very soon. So this was traders just doing their shit, like ups and downs, traders trading. Then they just sort of fizzled out a little bit. Then there was like a brief trading pump. And then this here was the delist BSV campaign. Like right there. And we got the delist BSV campaign was followed by, I can't remember what this was now. Oh, no, I can remember. This was the copyright registrations. So it was the copyright registrations being granted. The price shot up, and then this was kind of like the copyright come down, as I call it. Yeah, it went down there, and then it was like back to normal again. This one again was just like a brief trading pump, and then it came back down. Then we had Tulip Tuesday when the like I said, the bonded courier delivered the keys to the Tulip Trust to Dr. Craig Wright. Then we had all this up and down malarkey, and then this was the COVID dump. So we had Tulip Tuesday, followed by the COVID dump. Was on March like 17th. Was that? Then it perked up a little bit, and then just got traders doing the usual stuff, upsy downs, and then we've got this wall here. So this wall here was when Tether printed $1 billion overnight, flooded it into the market, and then obviously got the Tether come down after that, and then just little bits at the end there. This has just been little bits of good news here and there, kind of apps being tested and whatnot, and then finally look at this. Woohoo! That is strength. But I mean, look at that. Look at that. You see how it's going up and up and up. In fact, let me just send myself a picture that I created that I think you might find quite entertaining there, as to show how the graph is playing out. Let me just find it. I've got it in images in my consultancy box. Hold on one sec. So this shows you the graph as to how the price chart is going to move. Let me just send this to myself, and you'll see that it's playing out. And as all these shitcoin traders analysis would say, it's playing out exactly as I told you it would, exactly as I said. You should have listened to all that I said, because it's exactly as I said it was. All that crap. Oh, here we go. Found it. Open Sesame. Send that. Here we go. So you can see there is this obviously line going up there, but then you got a baseline along the bottom there, and then that's slowly going up, and you can see that there turns into this image, which I will just send you guys in a sec. Here we go again. You can probably guess which image this is. This is the S curve. Here we go. Check it out. So you see how the lines go up there, and then there's another one just like going slightly further up. This is what it will look like. Oh, hold on a second. Send that to myself. This is what those lines will look like, as they just go up and up and up and up and up, and as the time goes along the bottom. So I'm actually reducing this to 10 years. I reckon it's going to be like 40 million in 10 years, but it goes parabolic when it takes over about 50% of the market, and it'll get to about 50% of the market. Well, actually, that's conservative, to be honest with you, but when Bitcoin gets to about like $20 million each, at one point it will be going up by like $1 million a week, potentially $1 million a day, when it goes absolutely parabolic. And then the rate of increase just like slowly starts to diminish, but and then you get market saturation, and then it doesn't stop because the market just continually grows and grows and grows. But I mean, this is where we are, so we have got all this to look forward to. Like, oh my god, I mean, absolutely insane what's coming. But you need to prepare for it, because if you're not prepared for it, it can catch you by surprise. And like I said, positive cortisol will flood your brain and turn you into an absolute goon. I know, because I've experienced it. So check this out. Yes, this might be my screen. This might be my thumbnail for my show today. This is in honor of the Tulip Trust. Here we go. So we're just going to have a quick look and go over this Tulip Trust document while we're here. I know we've seen this before, but doesn't harm to. There's no harm in reading it all again. There we go, if you can all see that. So this was the Tulip Trust. And it says here, to whom it may concern, CC Dr. Craig Wright. I acknowledge the trust and the transfer of Bitcoins to this trust. I have full control of all software and the keys used to manage Bitcoin as of this date. And that is Thursday, the 6th of June. I think it's June, January, February, March, April, May, June. Yeah. So 9th of June, sorry. So that's the 9th of June. Thursday, 9th of June, 2011. it is agreed that I, David Kleiman, shall become the trustee for the transfer of the Satoshi I've received from Craig Wright. No record of this transaction will be filed in the US or Australia. The transfer is valued at 100,000 USD for Australian tax purposes. I acknowledge I, Dave Kleiman, have received 1,100,111 Bitcoin from Craig Wright. And at the time of the transfer, it's valued at around 100,000 US dollars. I will form a trust to be managed by at least 3 people, but no more than 7 at any time. All Bitcoin will be returned to Dr. Wright on the 1st of January 2020. So that's when the trust officially relinquished control of the keys to the trust, and they were then arranged to be sent via bonded courier. And so for anybody who's watching this for the first time, 1,100,111 Bitcoin represented about 17% of the circulating supply at that time. So it's a huge amount of the supply. When you consider that it's not centralized mining, as in kind of like there is decentralized mining. So, you know, lots of various different people have started mining this at the same time, because the white paper was sent to a cryptographic mailing list. And on that mailing list were some very capable people who would have understood the technology that was in the white paper. It wasn't simply sent to the local supermarket. You know, it was sent to people with credibility that knew their stuff. And they would have started mining it. Well, he started the network on the 3rd of January 2009. He would have started mining it. Other people would have started mining it. And this in 2011 represented 17%. So to have 17% of the circulating supply in 2011 is a massive indicator that he might just be Satoshi Nakamoto. So it continues, I will form a trust to be managed by at least 3 people, but no more than 7 at any time. All Bitcoin will be returned to Dr. Wright on the 1st of January 2020. The return will be in the form of a return of control of a company to Dr. Wright. The company and the trust will be managed and held in the Seychelles. This will be designated by Tulips, and the trading that was noted to have not been a bubble, but no record of this agreement will be made public at any time. Got it here though. Dr. Wright has noted that he is facing bankruptcy due to the following, and that he understands moving assets at value in a manner that he cannot access may be a breach of Australian law if he fails to provide information on these assets. This would be in the event of an insolvency. Dr. Wright has noted that he has agreed to forego other assets. So in other words, like cars, houses, everything else that he's got, businesses. He's just like, look, just take anything you want. Just so long as I get to keep the Bitcoin. To forego other assets, to maintain these assets, and has agreed with his wife, Miss Lynn Wright, that he will maintain the Bitcoin at the expense of all other assets he may have a right to. The trust must hold a balance of at least 100,000 Bitcoin at transfer to Dr. Wright in 2020, and all means to ensure this will be followed. Dr. Wright may request a loan of Bitcoin for the following reasons and no others: furthering research into peer-to-peer systems, IPv6 and Bitcoin, commercial activities that enhance the value and position of Bitcoin. In all events, all transactions in loaned funds will be concluded outside of Australia and the US until and unless a clear and acceptable path to the recognition of Bitcoin as currency has occurred. The trust will be accessible by 2 of 5 keys, of which the following are to always be incorporated into this by PGP fingerprint. Wow. So then we got the some of the 2 of the keys there. Said another party will be selected without Dr. Wright's knowledge. The following conditions are applicable at all times. If Dr. Wright should die before 2020, the entire minus an amount noted below value and trust holdings are to be transferred to Ramona Watts, Sydney, Australia. If I should die, unfortunately, he did pass away, Dr. Wright will be returned shares in the Tulip Trust and the company 15 months after my death at his discretion. The amount not included to be sent to Ramona Watts will be used to show the lies and fraud perpetrated by Adam Westwood of the Australian Tax Office against Dr. Wright. This last condition is listed as a direct quote of Dr. Wright, who has specified against my advice that he requires this line to be included. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. I lastly acknowledge that I will not divulge the identity of the key with ID C941FE6D, nor of the origins of the satoshinin@gmailx.com email. Oh, I thought about that. So he's not going to divulge the origins of that email address. Interesting. Respectfully, David Kleiman. And there we go. That is what this Ira Kleiman case is all about. So, you know, any doubters or shitcoiners who might be watching this just because they want to neg on it, eat that. That's all I can, that's literally that's all. That's kind of like all I've got to say on the on that matter. And yeah, talking about eating stuff. Let's go back to the usual images that we start with on the show. Here we go. Check it out. You all know what's coming. Here we go. Again, I had a shitcoiner mate who was asking me what Bitcoin was today. He's absolutely convinced that that BTC is Bitcoin, and I was just like, look, mate, you know, the FCC is already sending out warnings, which we'll cover in a minute, and BTC is no longer Bitcoin as of the 24th of August 2017 because they implemented SegWit. A group of developers called Blockstream, a single entity, took control of Bitcoin. And as we know, if money has a central point of authority or control, it's not money. It's a token at best. Maybe a security. Well, yeah, probably a security. But for anybody who doesn't believe me, let's just type in SegWit on Google, shall we, and see what comes up. Here we go. SegWit, Wikipedia. Have a click on this. Here we go. Let's even got the logo there. Seg shit. So it says segregated witness, which is basically the signatures being segregated. And as we know, the signatures are absolutely fundamental to keeping the network neutral because they hold all users and developers on the system to account. When you segregate those signatures, whoever it was that segregated them now has complete control of the system. So let's read on here. So SegWit or segregated witness or SegWit is the name used for an implemented soft fork. Well, actually, it was a hard fork because it fundamentally changed Bitcoin. Changing the transaction format of Bitcoin. I mean, to be honest with you, I think, you know, I mean, we know that Greg Maxwell had a hand in, you know, writing all this shit on Wikipedia, so that's probably why they called it a soft fork. The formal title, Segregated Witness, Consensus Layer, had Bitcoin Improvement Proposal Number, yeah, whatever you want to call it, BIP 141. The declared purpose was to prevent non-intentional Bitcoin transactions, malleability, allow proportional data transmission, and to bypass certain protocol restrictions, such as the block size limit with a soft fork. Now that's all bollocks. That's all bollocks. If you need more block size, you just simply increase it. That's what you do. So it was also intended to mitigate a blockchain size limitation problem that reduces Bitcoin transaction speed. Yeah, because that's another thing they want to do. It does this by splitting the transaction into two segments, removing the unlocking signatures, the witness data, from the original protocol, and appending it as a separate structure at the end. The original section would continue to hold the sender and receiver data, and the new witness structure would contain scripts and signatures. The original data segment would be counted normally, but the witness segment would in effect be counted as a quarter of its real size. Yeah, because they don't want the witness there. They don't want people to see what they're doing. You know, this is the whole point. This is all just here, activation. Let's it should be the date here where I can see this. Activation. So on the 21st of July 2017, Well, we know this was on the 24th, so let's see if we can find that. Segwit solves the transaction malleability, thereby enabling Lightning Network, which is an absolute piece of shit. An overlay network on micro payment channels. But, why do you need micro payment channels when you're not going to use it? Hypothetically resolving the scaling problems by enabling virtual unlimited numbers of instant low-fee transactions to occur off-chain that have no value whatsoever. Because the data isn't safe because it doesn't go through the blockchain. Found it, here we go. Segregated witness was activated on the 24th of August 2017. That fundamentally turned BTC into an absolute piece of shit. Utter garbage, total shitcoin. So there you have it. And oh yes, it's time for that. It's time for videos. Here we go. Check it out. Consultancy images and videos. Got it. Right. So if you do not believe that BTC is now centralized by Blockstream, and you think that they do not control it, have a listen to what Samson Mao, who is Blockstream's Chief Strategy Officer, said during interview with Simon Dictwit and Max Kaiser and Stacy, whatever her name was. Have a listen to this.
Bitcoin was created by the central bankers that enslave you today. It is their scapegoat.
How do you answer those, Max and Stacey?
I think the evidence is clear that they do not control it. There's 10 years, almost 11 years now of track record.
Yeah, Blockstream controls it.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Who does?
Blockstream.
I think the evidence is clear that Blockstream control it.
Oh, all right. I was looking at you when I said that.
Hear Max Kaiser go, oh, all right. He was just like, what an idiot. Can't believe he said that. I don't like the idea of holding money that's controlled by Blockstream or you.
Yeah, I'm a block. I have a spy. I'm one of the spies. No. So this, it's an interesting, now that there's.
Yeah, no, it's interesting now that there's. And I wrote to them directly about this. I said, can you confirm this? And all I got back was, oh, he was joking. Well, if he was joking, why is it factually correct? Is it funny? Not really, because he's just crashed the entire price of that coin down to absolute zero. And let's just for giggles. So I had on one of my shows. In fact, I'm going to see if I can find the image that shows you just how much of a bubble Bitcoin has created. So if we can't find it here quickly, I'll just nip over to my picture gallery, which is what Twitter is going to make me do. Hold on 1 second. See if we can find this. Here we go. All files. Da 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 da. Right. Let's see if we can find this real quick. So I'm looking for Tulip bubble comparisons. If the image isn't here, then I know that it's amongst my mobile images because I've got it somewhere. Interesting image there of Roger Ver and his shitcoin portfolio. Absolutely hilarious. Oh, well, I know I've got it. I know I've got it somewhere. But just for giggles, I'll tell you what, I'll see if I can. You know what? Just for giggles, we're going to have another look at Roger Ver's shitcoin portfolio. Just because people seem to think that he knows his stuff and he must know what he's talking about. Whereas if he does know what he's talking about, why has he got a portfolio full of shitcoins? Let's have a quick look at it, shall we? There it is. Check it out. Got it. Now this is Roger's portfolio. So he's still holding Corecoin. He's holding Bcrash. He's holding XRP, which is absolutely a security. Ethereum that cannot scale. Dash, which is anonymous. Monero, which is anonymous, that's also been delisted. Zcash has been delisted. Zcoin, Zano. I mean, what an absolute pile of shit that is. I mean, that's just absolutely hilarious. I mean, that's why I just simply wouldn't ever trust Roger as far as I can throw it, you know. And oh, let me see if I can find. Here we go. This was an image here. You've got to see this one just for lulz as well. So this appeared on Kraken, which is an exchange that Roger initially invested in. And look at this. So this line here, this is the price of USDT, which is Tether. And as I've said here, if you ever suspect that there might be something dodgy going on with unregulated exchanges that Roger Ver invests in, just remember the time that was the 17th of September 2019 that a pegged $1 USDT stablecoin and Kraken rose to be worth $394, wiping out all the traders who thought that shorting USDT at just over $1, because it's meant to be pegged to a dollar, was a good idea. I think they just got all wiped out. Because a 1 USDT worth $1 is actually worth $394. Like, can you honestly imagine if that was a regulated exchange, them doing that? How do you explain this then? How is $1 actually $394, Roger? Like, it's an absolute joke. Just an absolute joke. My goodness. Let me just see if I can find some more really humorous images for you while I'm actually still looking for this tulip bubble. If I look closely, might be able to find it. Hold on one second. I'll just keep mumbling to myself while I'm looking for this. It's either in dates or it's I've actually titled the picture. I'm hoping I haven't titled the picture because it might be much easier to find if it was actually dated. Hold on one second. Nearly there. Nearly there. Anything coming? Can't see anything just yet. Oh no! Down the bottom. And we're there. Never mind. Never mind. But yeah, so that we've just listened to Samson Mao talking about Blockstream there. So what we're going to do now is just listen to what, I know we've seen Roger's portfolio, so we know he's a massive shitcoiner. So if he knew anything about those coins, he wouldn't be touching them with a barge pole. The reason he is touching with them is because he's a shitcoiner with shit for brains that knows absolutely nothing. So if a coin is anonymous, there is no reasonable expectation in trade, which means therefore there is no legal recourse in that trade. And you know, as I'm here and I haven't got anything better to do right now, we're just going to go to my article here to explain this again for any newbies, because loads of people are going to be coming in soon. Medium.com. There we go. See if that comes up. There we go. This protocol set in stone. True decentralization. Yeah, see, like and it's not even like I had to do my research. All I had to do was like think about it hard enough to like join the dots so that it made sense. That's pretty much it, you know. Like I said, you know, shitcoiners with limited intellectual capacity gonna have trouble figuring this out. There we go. How SegWit broke it. Written that one as well. Feast your eyes on that. And it should be it. There we go. Reasonable expectation in trade. Let's just have a quick butchers at this. I shall explain this now. So I said Bitcoin. Reasonable expectation within trade. A fundamental use case of a medium of exchange such as Bitcoin is to provide legal protection within a trade should a dispute arise between trading parties. In order for legal protection to be applied, it must first be established that the claimant has reasonable expectation, so as in like they've actually truly sent something of value to the other person, of which there is no value in the Lightning Network because the data is not safe, and therefore when the data is not safe, it has no value, it has no utility because it can just simply be lost. As people have already discovered, they can just simply lose your Bitcoin on the Lightning Network because it's an absolute bag of shit. So that doesn't give you reasonable expectation because the data isn't worth anything. So of either the good or service being provided, and that reasonable expectation can be proved. Proved as in you have proved you have made the transaction. So first of all, that the transaction actually carries value, and then secondly, that you can prove you've sent it. So without reasonable expectation, the legal system cannot provide trading parties with any legal protection. This very point completely undermines any value that many misguided individuals place on anonymous cryptocurrency. A medium of exchange is competitive by nature, as commerce will simply use the medium of exchange that fulfills the trade in the best way. This means that a natural monopoly will occur because the medium of exchange that fulfills trade in the best way will be the medium of exchange that anyone uses. Making cryptocurrency anonymous and removing any possibility of having legal protection immediately prevents commercial and global trade from ever using it. Commercial and global trade make up the majority of trade, and so by removing a fundamental use case such as legal protection, it has effectively resigned itself to the waste bin and gives it a fundamental value to all those who hold it of 0. And so let's have a listen to Roger Ver being really chuffed about what they've done to Bcrash in his interview. Here we go.
I have a question here from Satoshi, defender of Bitcoin. He said, if a cryptocurrency is anonymous, like BCH, I don't think BCH is anonymous, but maybe there is something.
Check out cashfusion.com.
Thanks, Roger. Sound really enthusiastic about that. Just check out cashfusion.com. It makes it illegal.
And you combine that with reusable payment codes, and you get Bitcoin Cash in the same sort of ballpark of privacy as Monero. It's really awesome.
That's not privacy, it's anonymity, and it's absolute bollocks.
So you can check out Cashfusion. And I always get it wrong. I think it's .com, but it might be .org. So you can check both. Cashfusion.com.
Okay, awesome. So BCH, maybe using Cash Fusion and XMR, if they're anonymous, how can a business get legal recourse against a supplier if the supplier defaults and no proof on the transaction exists because anon?
Yeah, if you want your cryptocurrency to be perfectly legal for everything all the time, just go use your Visa card. Just go use your PayPal.
Thanks, Roger. Really good advice, that.
Right? What do you need a cryptocurrency for? You can do all of it with a centralized, fully legal, and fully compliant payment platform, right?
What do you mean, what do we need a cryptocurrency for? Fiat currency, as we have discussed, is absolutely and fundamentally destructive because it's printed and inflated by the centralized authority who can print and let you do whatever they want. It's a stealth tax. This is why we need commodity money. This is why initially fiat currency started out as a token on gold. And this is also the very reason why the United States of America made it illegal for their citizens to hold gold when they knew they were going to start inflating their dollar to infinity, because they knew that the demand for gold would rise sharply and people would just simply want gold back because the price would be going, the value of it would be going up with the amount of dollars they printed. And we'll have a look at that image at the end.
Right, so go use PayPal. I think you've missed the entire point. The entire point of cryptocurrencies is that by technological design, they are beyond the reach of the law.
That is absolutely outrageous.
They're above the law. That's why
that is dangerous. That is stupid. That is dangerous. That is reckless. That is irresponsible. Do I need to make myself sound like more of an adult?
Bitcoin could have been shut down by governments. They probably would have shut it down from right out of the gate.
And the reason they didn't is because it's legally compliant. It actually provides a commodity service, which is blockchain technology, which gives everybody sovereignty over their data.
And it's the fact that Bitcoin can't be shut down.
Idiot.
We should ask the BSVers this. If they pass a law saying BSV needs to shut down their blockchain, are they going to obey and shut down their BSV blockchain?
Yeah, because it shouldn't be illegal in the first place. If it's illegal, it is harming society in some way. That's why it's illegal.
I hope the answer would be no, which is just a lot of the stuff I see from some of these BSVers are silly.
Oh, you're Roger, you're so silly.
But then there's other BSV fans that, I'm very, very sympathetic to their way of thinking. But
like Derek McGill?
The ones that say that the blockchains all need to be legally compliant about everything all the time, just go use your Visa card.
Yeah, great. Thanks for that, Roger. I will, because I wouldn't be touching Bcrash with a barge pole, because the only people who are going to use Bcrash are criminals, and stupid ones at that, because they're going to be outing themselves. And if you wonder why I call it B crash, I call it B crash because it's a load of shit. But also that's what Roger calls it, because it is going to crash anyway.
And we're going to really spread Bitcoin crash across the entire country here in Antigua.
Yeah, thank you for that, Roger. So there we go. We've got SegWit implemented on BTC, which means there is no reasonable expectation in trade. And BCH is now anonymous, which means that you cannot prove reasonable expectation in trade because you cannot even prove the trade existed. Absolutely ridiculous. So now we've listened to those two egomaniacs trying to literally take control of Bitcoin. Let's have a listen to the creator himself, Satoshi Nakamoto, and see what he says about power and control in money. Here we go.
This is what it all comes down to. See, what people don't understand is Bitcoin with a stable protocol takes away power. If no one can change the protocol, not me, not God, there's no power in money. Money is all about power. And this is one of the things Bitcoin has done. It has removed that power. It will remove that power globally.
There we go. It will remove that power globally. We will have sovereignty over our money, and the money is backed by the value of sovereignty over our data. It is just by far the most amazing money this world has ever had. Absolutely amazing. And again, these two shitcoiners with shit for brains, Blockstream and Roger Ver and his mates, absolutely no clue. They have utter contempt for what Bitcoin truly is. I'm absolutely furious with them. But as Satoshi Nakamoto said, it takes power away. And let's listen to to his motivation for creating Bitcoin as a money, shall we? Here we go. Have a listen.
At the end of the day, we own a lot of Bitcoin. The simple thing is, if we make the network scale, we make it bigger, my main compensation, more than anything anyone could ever pay me, is the price of Bitcoin goes up. So that's my pure drive. I want Bitcoin not to go up to 10,000 or 100,000. I want it to be worth millions per Bitcoin. That's it. And that's what we spend money for. Very simple.
Wow. Let's just have a listen to that middle bit again. Here we go. See if I can find it.
So that's my pure drive. I want Bitcoin not to go up to 10,000 or 100,000. I want it to be worth millions per Bitcoin.
So do I. And if you listen to my intro video when he says we can now have all derivatives, well, if we can have all the derivatives market is estimated to be between 800 trillion and $1 quadrillion, which puts Bitcoin, or gives Bitcoin a value of approximately, well, I'd say over $40 million each. You know, like all these numpties that are here listening going, oh, what do you think the price of Bitcoin could be? It could be like 100,000. Oh, yeah, like Mike Novogratz, like with a smile on his face going, oh, yeah, Bitcoin could be like 40,000. Oh, yeah. And the Winklevoss twins going, oh, yeah, Bitcoin could be a million. Like, absolute bollocks. They have no idea what this thing is capable of. Like total shitcoiners, shit for brains. Oh, yeah, we'll just have like 1 million Bitcoin. I mean, literally, this thing is so powerful. And again, shitcoiners and shit for brains don't appreciate what this thing is. Because, I mean, all they're doing is looking at price all day, pumping and dumping, number go up, number go down. Don't give a monkeys about the fundamentals whatsoever. They have utter contempt for Bitcoin and what it truly represents. And again, I've had other traders like, even family members, who just, oh yeah, I'm not really interested in the, in what Bitcoin's all about. I just want to make some money for myself. It's like, I'll do one then, So I have actually created a shitcoin market here to try and explain to the shitcoiners, and it's got lots of pictures in for them to understand it. But before we just go through this, let's remind ourselves, what does it shitcoiners say?
Hey, hey,
hey. Hey.
There we go. Stay away from any people that sound like that. So as you'll see on this chart, every single shitcoin is a security. Now, for people who haven't really quite figured out what the fundamental difference is between a security and a commodity, a security is issued by a centralized authority. Now, a security is like having ownership of that central authority, having rights to that central authority, like a share in a company. A share in a company is equity in a company, and you're given that as a security. So you're given this security which represents equity in the company, which ensures you a dividend every year, you know, so long as that company exists. If that company were to collapse, that security is absolutely, categorically, 100% dependent on that single central entity that issued it. That is why it's called a security. And all of these shitcoins are issued by single entities. They are all securities. So it was Satoshi Nakamoto that solved the paradox of this centralized starting point by saying, how can a cryptocurrency have a value if it's issued by a central authority? Well, this is where proof of work comes in. Proof of work dilutes that central point of authority and control over time. And that time has been 10 years from when the network started on the 3rd of January 2009, right the way up until the 1st of January 2020, when the keys were returned to Craig Wright. It's that period of time that separates Bitcoin from any other shitcoin on the market and gives it its fundamental value. And that's what none of these shitcoiners with shit for brains understand at all. And so you'll notice that I've got a Litecoin listed here as a commodity. It is a genuine commodity because it uses proof of work. No single central authority issued it. Well, actually, Charlie issued it, but it's the central point of control and authority is diluted over time. But he started it, and because he started it, he knew it was an absolute bag of shit, which is why I've got a result here, a bag of shit. And he exit scammed it. And let's just remind ourselves what Charlie Lee said in his interview. Right, here we go. Got a video here for it. Have a listen.
You created Litecoin, right? So this has to be something like you're incredibly passionate about.
Yeah, as most of you probably know, I kind of created it just for fun, right? Didn't really expect it to become anything.
Oh, really? Well, I didn't know that, Charlie. I mean, I saw it on listed on Coinbase, and I thought it was a genuine cryptocurrency that could compete with Bitcoin. So now you're only telling me, oh, most you really know I created it as a joke. You never said anything like that, mate. You were just like, oh, it's it's a cryptocurrency, and it's silver to Bitcoin's gold, and Bitcoin's little brother. So it's not a joke then. Or if it was fun, people wouldn't be spending their money on it. People have lost a lot of money from this creation, Charlie. What have you got to say about that? Oh, that's right. You're not bothered because you sold out when it was $98, $155, and $350. Out clean. And I estimate that he probably walked away with between $300 and $600 million. That was didn't really expect it to become anything, did you, Charlie? No. Apart from a way to make hundreds of millions of dollars, and still try and make it sound like butter wouldn't melt in your mouth. Need to get you on the show one day, mate. You got some questions to answer, Sonny Jim. Some real questions, not questions from shitcoin podcasters who don't have a clue. But yeah, there we go. So let's just have a quick look at this graph here. Because obviously we're talking about price increases at the moment. So look at the date at the bottom here. So this is January 2020. Right, let's get this in line. So I'd say the peak there is like maybe January 2020. And look at what's happened all this year. Look. This up here says liquid supply. It has been diminishing. In fact, it has been tanking is probably a better word for it. Down and down and down and down and down until it has crossed the illiquid supply. So now there is more illiquid supply than there is liquid supply, which means there is when you restrict the supply of liquid BTC, the price shoots up, which is exactly what has happened here. And it has wiped out all the short traders. Now, why would these large bag holders literally swap the entire market and cash out of it? Why would they do that? Well, you know, and if you're not sure that that's actually what's happened, well, let's just have a quick look at this, shall we? Here we go. This shows you the movement of Bitcoin since, in fact, when we first started looking at this, this was the 4th of October, but they've actually, oh, that's at April there. Oh, that would have been good. That would have been great seeing that. Oh, so it only goes as far back now as December, really? Refresh that. Oh, I wonder if we can get a, I wonder if we can change the date, maybe. I wonder if we can, I wonder if we can go back in time. But never mind. So anyway, let's just watch the flow of BTC since 14th of December 2020 last year. So that was, this is a month ago now. So, oh, like 30, 31 days. Here we go. Could do with a little background music in here, but look at the movements already. Look at that. Look at that. So 19th, 20th, and over Christmas we'll see some massive movements. Look at that. So that was 21st, 22nd December. Look at the disintegration in Wales. They are miners, ladies and gentlemen. They are miners. Look at that huge 27th, 28th of December. All of the outflows. Massive ones there. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Almost all gone, really. 9, Jan 10, 11, 12, 13. Look at that, all gone. 14, done. Wow. Yeah, out. And so let's just go back and have a look at that image there. Here it is. So we were looking at that from December. So this was the 1st of January, so that's like 2021 this year. So December was here, but we've been looking at it from October. Just movement after movement after movement, flowing out, flowing out, flowing out, and flowing into small wallets. And look at that. And the price hike has taken out these dirty short traders. All these whale traders, they were like, oh yeah, you know, we'll have our short positions open now. Take them out. And now the only people who are holding it are these shitcoin retailers, you know, who are little hodlers, as they call them, who again also deserve to be wiped out because they just simply won't listen to anybody. They're holding a security which is an absolute garbage. It just needs to be got rid of. You know, unfortunately, there's just no other way of saying it, really. But let's see what else I sent to myself. And yeah, to talk about, you know, these being securities, I don't know if you've noticed this recently, but the FCA have also been releasing warnings, and this has been across the board. Unless you're living under a rock, you cannot fail to see these warnings that they're telling you about these cryptos, because they know they're securities. So have a look at this. So this says UK's FCA warns investors of high-risk crypto investments and scams, of which they all are. The entire market besides Bitcoin BSV. So let's have a look at this. So this is from Tanzil Akhtar. The Financial Conduct Authority warned investors on Monday they should be prepared to lose all their money. All of it. All their money. That is every single penny. If they choose to invest in cryptocurrency products offering high returns. The UK financial regulator said consumers should make sure they understand what they're investing in and the associated risks, as they would with all high risk and speculative investments. Consumers should be wary if they're contacted out of the blue, pressured to invest quickly, or promised returns that sound too good to be true, said the FCA. The FCA also warned that there is significant price volatility in crypto assets, and it can be hard to value crypto assets reliably, which place consumers at high risk of losses. Consumers for crypto asset related investments are unlikely to have access to the Financial Ombudsman Service or the Financial Services Compensation Scheme if something goes wrong, they added. The FCA's ban on the sale of cryptocurrency derivatives and exchange trade notes brought in as a consumer protection went into effect on the 6th of January. Wow. Yeah, so the ban on the sale of these derivatives, exchange trade notes and all this kind of stuff. Like, I think basically they're saying is, look, this thing is worth absolutely nothing. You're gonna lose everything. And we are telling you that you shouldn't be doing it anyway. You have not got a leg to stand on. You will not be covered by the FCA, the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. And they should be listening to my show. I'm literally trying to do my best to explain this as simply as possible and to warn people. But again, I get my show taken down by YouTube. Get all these shitcoin trolls like negging on me, telling me that I'm talking absolute rubbish. Well, just absolutely hilarious. So, but anyway, I mean, let's just remind ourselves what this, of this thread here. So this thread here said, so this was like small wallet BTC flows, nominal value of the nominal value of a bag holder rally. So numbers in thousands as of the 4th of October. That was last year, and by the 4th of December, 1.4 million BTC were transferred into small wallets, mainly from whales and exchanges. Now, I've worked this out, and at its current price of $39,000 per Bitcoin, this number here of 26,547,792,000 is now 55.5 billion. Now let's just try and put that into perspective, and find this BBC article. Here we go. Oh, it's the Times. UK COVID spending. The Times. Let's have a look. Look at this. I agree. So just go back to that again. So again, no, this. I mean, just multiply 1.4 by the price. Well, actually, let's check the price of Coolcoin. Coolcoin, that absolute piece of shit. $37,000. Still, it's around 50 billion. And look at this. So the cost of Britain's response to the COVID-19 pandemic to date is 284 billion. That to be exact. That will rise even further, with at least 55 billion more of public services alone marked for 2021-20. So it says to pay all of this, the Office for Budget Responsibility has estimated that borrowing will rise to 394 billion this year, the highest level since the Second World War. But how exactly is the money being spent, and how can we understand a 12-digit number in terms that actually make sense? One option is to compare the figures to the cost of massive scientific or infrastructure projects. But anyway, so I think there was another one that just said basically, I think the British government usually sort of borrows something like 20 billion. I mean, this figure is just absolutely staggering. It's just absolutely monstrous. We're talking Satoshi numbers here. Looking at that. So yeah, let's continue. Let's remind ourselves, what went down here, and as to what they say. So at the bottom, here we go. So as this person had said, I have no idea how long this can continue, but I do know this. I only see plus signs on that calculator screenshot, and I only see minus signs under the whales. They are not buying. They are not hodling. Whoever is left holding the bag now is the greater fool. And make no mistake about this. This is separate from the Tether story. And at this point, I can only hope that a lot of these smaller wallets are Tethers, as that would minimize the damage on retail. They are going to be absolutely wiped out. This has nothing to do with the value discussion either. This is a straight dump. May God have mercy on your souls, because the market sure as shit won't. Like something so big is brewing. Something so big is brewing. And let's have a look at a tweet I saw earlier today. Check it out. So this was, posted by CSW. You have not seen what is coming yet. Well, have we just had a glimpse of it? Do we have an idea about what is coming? Only the people, you lucky listeners, who listen to my show are the only people I know who are aware of this. Like, literally. Because luckily, I'm fortunate to be in the position where people send me stuff and I read it. And it's like, wow, that would make sense. Like, absolutely huge. Like, yeah, I mean, sometimes I get a little bit panicky because, let me just show you a classic example of a shitcoiner mate who wrote to me today. So this is what he said when we were discussing, Craig Ryan Kavanagh and Bitcoin BSV. He goes, my guess is that you'll find Kavanagh and CSW in the same lifeboat. These guys are not billionaires for nothing. They are market makers and breakers and need the small people to believe what they want to believe. Continued. I wish I could lead you away from being so indoctrinated that you refuse to look at things from a different angle. So in other words, he only wants me to look at it from his angle. Things are not always what people tell you. And I'm just like that. Literally. Like, oh my God. Like, I even said, I was like, look, SegWit was implemented on the 24th of August, 2017, which made it a security and turned it into an absolute shitcoin. And you're telling me that you're going to go into it. Well, the FCA are already warning you. You could lose everything. And I don't just mean a little bit. I mean everything. Because the mining will just simply move away. Talking about that, I haven't even done the coin dance chart yet. Whoa. So let's just quickly see what's going on here then, shall we? Oh my goodness me. Too much fun on this Tulip Tuesday. So we have got the Bitcoin hash rate. So we've got 0.4% on Bitcoin. Network nodes 2.2, same as the ever since the 15th of November 2018, when Bitcoin got its protocol back and a new ticker symbol, BSV. Transactions again winning 45.3%. Block size 41.9. We'll place spot the biggest block on Bcrash. Hathor still mining blocks with data in. Binance macking it hard on Bcrash, but so is Hathor. Coming right back at you. Mining those empty blocks with no data. Oh, I can see a 1 megabyte block on there. A 1.1. 1.7. Pathetic. And then we have a look at Corecoin, and they're all the same. Because they've got a 1 megabyte restriction. And let's look at Bitcoin. Look, straight away, boom. Tal in there with a 16 megabyte block. Compared to these shitcoins, absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Any others? Got 9.5 from Huobi. Like 1, 2, 5 megabytes. And these are all megabytes. 3.8 megabytes, 4 megabytes, 5 megabytes, 6, 2, 10 megabytes. Data coming at ya. And yeah, it looks like Tal and Huobi competing out for the top spot there. So hash rate by network, again, hash rate follows price, which follows value, which follows utility. And the only coin that's got any possibility of having utility on it, of which we know is coming soon, is Bitcoin, and which is currently down there at the moment. So that's going to change soon. Proof of work by network since the 1st of August, the first chain split. Again, Corecoin and Bcrash will just simply stop overnight. Bcrash versus Bitcoin hash rate, Bcrash versus Bitcoin proof of work. Look at this. 57,000 times cheaper. That's probably one of the highest numbers I've seen. It's usually around 30 or 40. 57,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Corecoin. But it's currently 9.2% more profitable to mine on Corecoin. Can't blame miners for doing that because these are shitcoiners, shit for brains, piling in for number go up. Because they're looking at the wrong numbers. They don't understand any of this stuff. They have not got the intellectual capacity. Here we go. We've got average Bitcoin block size by network. Yeah, Corecoin winning. Transactions by network, Bitcoin winning. Transactions per block, Bitcoin winning. Fees, USD, Bitcoin smashing it. Fee Satoshi's Bitcoin smashing it. Block reward ratio, again, that'll come with time, which follows, that'll come with price, which follows value, which follows utility, which will come with time and a very short amount of time at that. Growth by network, again, just laughing at Bcrash there, absolutely hilarious because we know Roger is an absolute shitcoiner. Global hash rate 7 days, F2 pool back up there this week. And then Binance in second place, putting BTC.com and Poolin back into third and fourth. Come on, Coin Dance. Seriously, you're going to do this to me now in the live show? Come on, come on. Come on, let's have it. There we go. Global hash rate 24 hours. Binance outcompeted by Ample. Pulling their stocks up. BTC.com pushed back down into 7th. Ooh. So Coolcoin, that's gonna 24 hour, that's gonna look almost exactly the same as global hash rate, because as we've seen, there's like 98% of the hash rate is on there. But Bcrash then, Hathor still making it, you know, not very profitable for these other shitcoin enterprises to mine on it because it's an absolute bag of shit. Oh, SBI Crypto joining the race, wanting some. Other mining pools having to turn their hash rate up to make it competitive. All right. Oh, look, they've pushed Binance off the chain. That's what other mining pools have done. They've pushed Binance off the chain due to the profitability. Check it out. Yeah, so it's currently pretty much 10% more profitable to mine on Coolcoin than Bitcoin. And Binance, being an absolute shitcoin enterprise, has jumped off the chain. That's hilarious. BTC.com being a stickler, still fancying it for whatever reason. We've got F2 Pool on there as well, gesturing. No pooling. Don't think so. But the main indicator is Tau. They are the ones in the know. We need to find, are they mining on Coolcoin? Because if they're not, it's a massive indicator. I cannot see them. They are not listed. They are 100% on Bitcoin. That's what I use as my my Tau indicator. Something is up. Something is brewing big time. When you see that Tau have got 100% of their hash rate focused on Bitcoin, when it's 10% more profitable to mine on Coolcoin, because they're going to be like, yeah, ain't touching that with a barge pole. Absolute bag of shit. 1.4 million BTC lined up, ready for a straight dump. May God have mercy on your souls, because the market sure as shit won't. Oh my goodness. Right, let's have a quick look at the blockchain working in front of our very eyes. Here we go. So for any newbies who haven't seen this before, oh, we've got more transactions coming on. Transactions currently only 1.8 per second. Again, I've seen this as high as 3,000. So these vertical rectangular blocks are the transactions being recognized by the nodes on the network. Below it are the organizations who are generating those transactions. And then on to the right of that, we've got the transaction ID, the input, the output, the type, and the op return. Once those transactions are recognized by the nodes on the network, they're thrown into the meme pool, which is where they're competed for by the miners and the payment processors in order to win the processing of the transaction, put it in a block, put the block on the blockchain, and win the block reward, which is the Coinbase of currently 6.25 Bitcoin. So let's have a look at this previous block. Look at that. 16 megabyte. In the highlighted rectangular blocks below, we've got the hash number, the block height, who it was mined by, the size, the time and date, the transaction count of 14,000 transactions, and total fees being $12. And as we know, the entire point of Bitcoin, not only is Bitcoin commoditized data sovereignty, but it is also a, I suppose, what do you want to call it? A mining subsidy that helps the miners generate wealth and the ability to expand their mining operations so that the volume of transactions on the network can grow until they can economically sustain themselves. This is why Bitcoin gets cut in half every 210,000 blocks. It doesn't get cut in half just because shitcoiners think, oh, it makes number go up. Or when it gets cut in half and half and half and half and half, soon there's none left, as there won't be by the year 2140. Then what? What are you mining? There are no blocks left to mine. There's no more Bitcoin left. So there's nothing to win. What are you going to do then? Oh, I haven't thought of that. Well, I think you should, because it just means that you're not very smart if you haven't thought of it. So, as we've seen in one of these other images, which we will get to now, somebody is anticipating a huge volume of transactions on chain very soon. Let's have a quick look at this image. Should have put it on there, shouldn't I, really? Oh, come on, come on. We know it's there. Thank you, Twitter, for not allowing me to post that picture. Ugh. Just when you want to find it, never mind. Let's just remind ourselves one more time. Here we go. This is the one we want. Oh yes. Somebody knows something. Block reward halving, block reward halving, block reward halving, block reward halving, and halving schedule and BSV daily transaction. Boom. Absolutely huge. It is coming like a freight train. It is going to be huge. All these other shitcoins won't have a clue what has hit them. Oh, KP Dad says 10 weeks. Oh, 10 weeks till Terranode. Wow. KP Dad says TAL is up $2.5. Well, that is a massive indicator. Thank you very much for telling me about that. Let's have a look at this. TAL mining. TAL share price. Oh shit. This is another one worth looking at. TAL Enterprises. Wow. 15. Oh, 4. Yeah, up 4% today in one day. Yeah, look at that. Somebody knows something. All the stars are lining up. You know, suddenly the TAL share price goes up 4% in one day. You know, TAL are mining on Bitcoin. You see, look, shitcoiners would never look at this kind of stuff. I mean, this to me is just absolutely huge. Hold on, have we got the right one? That says TAL headquarters India. What? Oh, getting carried away there. TAL, is TAL Canada? Oh dear. TAL Canada share price. Have a look. All right. Yeah, my bad. Oh, there we go. Luckily it's nearly the same. That's the TAL that we want to be looking at. Cool, good job I spotted that. The rigmaroles of doing live shows. But yeah, here we go. So we're up 5% right now. Would have been more than that earlier today. Yeah. Massive. Yeah. Exciting times, people. Like really exciting times. Let's have a look, see if there was anything else I wanted to. Oh yeah, this was pretty cool. Again, Satoshi mixing it with the big boys here. So he said, proud to announce my first sponsorship of 2021. Both myself and Handcash App have teamed up to sponsor Only Jack 10 this season in darts. Jack will be wearing the Bitcoin SV and Handcash logos throughout the season. Big thanks to Bitcoin SV 2020. Who's that? Hey, sweet, nice one. For his involvement too. Great stuff. Let's read this then. Let's read what this says. So, sponsorship announcement. I came across Jack via a Bitcoin SV friend in Canada who is a massive darts fan. He knew I was looking to sponsor and help young talent in 2021. Then saw Jack was from England like myself. Saw he was a perfect fit, someone with huge potential, whilst at the same time helping to spread awareness of Bitcoin SV, Satoshi. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the fusion of data and money. Well, I mean, we need to get this right. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the foundation layer for all future digital technologies, secured and underpinned by economic principles. Or you could just simply say it is data sovereignty commoditized. Or should we say like commoditized data sovereignty? Yeah, that sounds better. Commoditized data sovereignty in the form of an electronic coin. a data coin, Bitcoin. That's what it is. Bitcoin is the fusion of data and money. We live in a world where finance is adapting in such a unique way. There are different versions of Bitcoin. No, there aren't. Well, different names of Bitcoin, aren't there? Yeah. But in my opinion, Bitcoin SV is the leading data asset cryptocurrency. It is fast, easy, and cheap to use, and has the potential to change the world. You can send as little as a penny, less than that, to anyone, anywhere, anyone in the world instantly. And that was by Jack Main, proudly sponsored by Hankash. I wonder who wrote that. They need to be put straight a little bit better. They need to have more strength in their convictions. I mean, what's all this about? I believe. Some classic shitcoiner. Where was it? In such a way, Bitcoin. But in my opinion, where's the facts? It is absolutely, categorically, factually, fundamentally the only leading digital asset in the entire market. You know, you need to grab your balls, Sonny Jim, sometimes. Or maybe you should listen to my show. Let me tell you all about Bitcoin. You know, but yeah, that's really pretty. That was pretty great there. Oh my goodness! Well, yeah, let's just have a few laughs at this, shall we? This is really funny. So this says here, a developer has only got 2 attempts left to retrieve something like 7,000 Bitcoin. Let's have a read of this. So a programmer has 2 password guesses left before losing 266 million in Coolcoin, but actually they'll be unsplit. So it says the perils of inaccessible digital wealth, potentially lost forever, are being all the more keenly felt during the 2021 bull market. A German-born programmer in San Francisco has now used up 8 of 10 words attempts he has to unlock the hard drive containing the private keys to his Bitcoin wallet, which contain 7,002 BTC. As of press time, those holdings would be worth $268 million. That is, if only they were accessible. As a New York Times profile on Jan 12th outlined, Stephen Thomas uses a hard drive called IronKey, but lost the paper to which he wrote down the password for the device years ago. If Thomas fails to remember it, 10 failed guesses will result in the drive encrypting its contents forever? Forever? Like, that's a little bit harsh. I would say that's actually pretty stupid. Like, you know, what a waste. I mean, at least, you know, maybe if, you know, you get it wrong, they should be sent to a reserve address or something. You know, lost forever. How sick would you feel? I mean, this isn't like, what's his face? The guy that lost his Bitcoin in Wales. James Halsey. He actually listened to my show when I, because he's a shitcoiner, he's a BTCer, and then he blocked me. I was like, I don't care. Blocked by a shitcoiner, bite me. But yeah, I mean, this is huge. You know, what? Yeah, $268 million. What a waste. So yeah, quote here goes, I would just lay in bed and think about it. Then I would go to the computer with some new strategy, and it wouldn't work, and I would be desperate, and I'd be desperate again. Nearly 20% of all existing Bitcoin, which is 18.5 million BTC, is thought to have been lost for good in so-called stranded wallets, according to chain analysis data. Thomas is not alone in his self-awed desperation. A Los Angeles entrepreneur, Brad Yasser, told the Times that over the years, I would say I've spent hundreds of hours trying to get back into inaccessible wallets. Yasser has stored away his hard drives in vacuum-sealed bags so that he is no longer reminded every day that what I have now is a fraction of what I could have that I lost. Oh. Neither story is uncommon. Wallet Recovery Services, a company that specializes in recovering lost digital keys, reportedly gets 70 requests each day from clients seeking help. That's huge. All these shitcoiners like, oh no, oh no. That number is 3 times higher than it was before the bull market. Thomas's experience has apparently turned him off the concept of a technology that places the onus on individual users to take their finances into their own hands. Well, use Handcash then. Be in Bitcoin, matey, because we're solving all these issues. With all the freedom and risk that it entails. Having originally received 7,002 BTC as a gift in exchange for producing a video to educate people about the currency, he's now skeptical about leaving users with that degree of control. It's small mind. It's easy to solve. It's easy to solve. This whole idea of being your own bank, let me put it this way. Do you make your own shoes? The reason we have banks is that we don't want to deal with those things that banks do. I think that's a terrible example, to be honest with you. Bad metaphor. Aside from his extraordinary losses, Thomas nonetheless held on to enough Bitcoin over the years to make a fortune. He is reportedly so wealthy that he barely knows what to do with it. Well, what's he crying about then? To paraphrase the report, he also later joined Ripple and acquired XRP. Dull shitcoiner. Although the company's recent legal difficulties may now cast a shadow over the project's future prospects. The report notes that similar risks exist when users entrust third-party custodians with their keys, citing Mt. Gox and other industry crimes, but does include input from those who believe the trade-offs of digital currency are, at the end of the day, worth it. An entrepreneur in Barbados, despite having lost 800 BTC in the past, claimed that the risk of being my own bank comes with the reward of being able to freely access my money and be a citizen of the world. His view from a corner of the globe where financial inclusion remains a concern provides an insight into why many individuals may continue to think likewise. Great, yeah, it is a good story, that one, to be honest with you, to be fair. And let's just finish on this one because, I mean, this is hilarious. Look, core updates. Let's read this bollocks. Be interesting to see if I can actually make sense of this. So, new version of CoreCoin. No software has been released by Bitcoin Core. Yeah, CoreCoin. It improves meme pool performance, adds new RPCs, and removes automated wallet creation. Alright, let's see what it says here then. So 1 hour ago at 1:58 p.m. Universal Time Central, on Jan 14, 2021, Tulip Tuesday, a year to the day, the new version of the Bitcoin Core came to existence. It was announced by Bitcoin Core leader, maintainer Vladimir J. van der Laan on Linux Foundation Forum. Version 0.21.0 is the first release in 2021 when Taproot. According to the official changelog of the new release, the most numerous updates are made in terms of network performance, RPCs in blockchain commands, and wallet specifications. In this release, the meme pool checks whether transactions initiated by wallets and RPCs are broadcasted successfully. Unbroadcasted transactions are announced every 10 to 15 minutes. I mean, unbroadcast transactions, failed transactions. Then some anti-spam mechanisms are implemented to dump a large batch of transactions, and the node operator's IP should be whitelisted. This release brings CoreCoin one step closer to the much anticipated release of Taproot mechanisms. The proposed Taproot consensus rules are implemented without activation on mainnet. CoreCoin enthusiasts can experiment with it in Signet testing environment. Also automatically opened interactions with Tor network. Oh, they're using Tor, seriously? Network now rely on Tor version 3 services instead of Tor version 2. No more automated wallet creation. Also, starting from this release, CoreCoin will no longer create new CoreCoin wallets automatically. It will load existing wallets, and if specified wallets do not exist, the system will log errors instead of creating new wallets with new keys. That sounds shit. Meanwhile, new wallets can still be created with a graphic user interface with the commands Bitcoin C, Bitcoin Key, create wallet, or Bitcoin wallet create. I mean, just again, I mean, it's just such a bag of shit. You look at how simple it is on the genuine Bitcoin, like, you know, Handcash, Simply Cash, ReallyX, Money Button, CentB. You know, I mean, these boys, they're just so behind. They're so behind. It's ridiculous. So in the command, the interface of the Create Wallet RPC. Finally, the 0.21.0 release introduces a new brand new type of wallet. Descriptor wallets, that has a number of technical differences from the default core coin wallets. Sounds shit. Sounds absolutely shit, if you ask me. But anyway, epic show today, people, for Tulip Tuesday. Well, yeah, anniversary of. Been going for 1 hour, 25 minutes. Any questions you want, please put them in the chat box, and also put your handles and paymails. Let's do this. It is time for my favourite time of the day, which is dinging of the dong. So let's just leave this image of the tulip up there while we're doing this. Rock and roll. Here we go. Right, shout out to everybody in the chat box. Looks like we've been busy in there today. Just going to scroll to the top. All right. Yeah, there we go. Diddy Weldon was first. Congratulations, Diddy. Well done. Here we go. Just opening up my Handcash wallet. Sending money. Right, let's see if these come up as I type them, because they're all in my addresses now. D-I-double-D-Y. Oh, haven't got Diddy in there yet. Adding. End hour, here we go. D-I-double-D-Y. Add. Got ya. Diddy is now added. Got it. Next. Oh, 5 Colombian pesos. On the way to you, Diddy. Here we go. Yay, nice one. Shelly Mack in the house. Whoop, whoop. Here we go. Let's see if this one comes up. Oh, brilliant. Yep, that's registered. Swiping to send. Should fly through these today. Sav Toshi says good morning from where he is. Here we go. SAV. So I need to add Sav Toshi. Right. Adding that one. Sav Toshi to my address book. Add. Got it. There we go. Next. Swiping to send, on the way to you. Thank you very much. Dimmer Dan, might have to add that one to my wallet as well. Here we go. Sending. D-I-M. D-I-M-A. Oh, Dimmer D-A-N. There we go. Right, gonna. Dimmer Dan here. Gonna add that. Dimmer Dan. Add. Hey, got it. Sweet. That is now in with my Handcash connection. Swiping to send, on the way. There we go. Maria Torvad, I know you're already in there. Second from top. There we go. Swiping to send, on the way. And yeah, great. Good chat going on in there, guys. Really good. So, Smoker Pipe, that's an easy. Let's add that to my handles, my connections. Easy, yep, add. Okay. And double E. Easy, sweet. Swiping to send, on the way. KP Dad 72, I think you're in there. Here we go, sending money. KP Dad, yep, registered. Nice and easy one, swiping to send. Oh, alright, Patriot. Blanchett04, is that right? Blanchett 04. Oh, well, is it Blanchett 4? You'd have to remind me. Blanchett, oh. Oh. Oh, you have to send that to me, RI Patriot, because I've spelled that wrong. Making my way down. Oh, hey, great. 3 Doggy Day from Manga Mama. Great stuff. Three dog day. 3 dog day. There we go. Swiping to send on the way. Here we go. Oh, Blanchett 4 with a double B at the beginning. Right, excellent. Here we go. BB Blanchett 4. And that has registered. Actually, I'll add that there. BB Blanchett 4. Adding. There we go. Next. Swiping to send on the way. Got it. Did I see anybody, anyone else in there? Oh, here we go. Right, questions. Check it out. Oh, really? 14 to 17 here. Excellent. Numbers are going up. Savtoshi asks, why aren't authorities after Craig like they were back in the day? Well, he hasn't done anything wrong. You know, I think when they were initially after him, it was still within the statute of limitations. So they could have maybe got him, you know, on the grounds of like creating a currency or something like that. So I think Craig said the statute of limitations for him ran out in 2018. So basically sort of like can't be prosecuted for creating a money because it's creating money that's, you know, illegal. So yeah, that's why. Especially now that he's come out claiming he's Satoshi. Diddy asks, can Toshi get shadowed on the show? Is CSW a UK citizen? Yes, CSW is a UK citizen. He has also got Antiguan citizenship as well, because you can have dual citizenship with Antigua in the UK, which is pretty great. And that's how he's managed to sue Roger Ver, because they're both citizens of Antigua, which is hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I could probably get shadows on the show. I mean, obviously, like a little bit technical for me. I mean, obviously, you know, and in fact, you know what I forgot to do? Let's have a listen to Bitcoin Theory, because I'm behind on the latest videos. You know, I mean, I'm fascinated listening to Ryan and CSW chatting away, because I mean they just bounce off each other, and like, although my learning has come on leaps and bounds, I have to confess I will never be on the same level as those two. I mean, they're just absolutely phenomenal. It humbles me every time I think about it that I'm in the same space as these two. You know, they're absolutely fantastic. So we saw proof of work signaling. Yeah, watch that one. Or maybe did we watch that one, or maybe I just watched it on my own. Let's have a butchers at this. There we go. So yeah, talking about proof of videos. This is in. Is there another nice? Oh, is that maybe the last of the short brief ones? But when we're talking about you know, proof of, you know, as in like hash rate proof of work, all we have to do is type in Bitcoin mining farms to see what he means by investment, as in like not some like, you know, shady dodgy dealer who hasn't spent anything on his investment and is going to be basically like a fly-by-night operation. Let's have a look at images. Now, I mean, this blows my mind every time I see these, you know. I mean, look, it just blows my mind, you know, when I see that just this one white paper with a few instructions of how to do what has led to all of this. It's just absolutely staggering, absolutely staggering. So yeah, this is investment. This is proof of work. And see if I can find one of my favorite images. Yeah, I remember seeing a mining farm that's like all lit up with blue lights on the inside. It looks like a spacey, like a space station, like something that would be in the Millennium Falcon. I mean, again, a Bitmain, absolutely monstrous mining farms, huge mining farms. Bitmain. Whoa. Bitmain fulfills commitment to Rochdale, Texas. So this must be the mining farm. This must be the mining farm in Texas. This is Russia's mining farm. Absolutely huge. Absolutely massive operations is what they are. You know, this is investment. And this is all over the world. You know, the world, finally, this is a network that gives us all sovereignty over our data and can be used as a medium of exchange. I mean, absolutely phenomenal when you think about it. You know, and CSW has predicted and foreseen all of this. Just incredible. Yeah, I might even try and find my favourite images. Look at this. I think that's the mining farm in Iceland. That one there. Just phenomenal. I mean, look at that. Look at that. You got an image there. Where's this? Thailand. So, alright, so this is the one from Russia. So, the largest former factory of the former Soviet Union turned into a Bitcoin mining data center called BitRiver. Look at the size of it. Absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. So, right, yeah. There we go then, peeps. Hope you've all enjoyed the show. Got a new conclusion to my show now. Yeah, I might. I'm just trying to think whether I'll put the whole lot up on YouTube for give shitcoiners a chance. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? I might do. But as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Joy given. Same time tomorrow. Catch you later. Get your tweet etched on Twitch. Forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and watch the full episode on Streamanity. Go to www.satoshi.tv. See the link in the description below. Bitcoin, one world, one chain.
Yeah! One vision.